Hey everyone! Hey! Hey! Welcome to Blood and Show 2013. You haven't been here yet? Welcome. If you've been here all weekend, are you having a good time?
Oh yeah.
So what's really cool about this screening is that this is actually the first, I think it was this one and Blood Riders were the first two screenings for Blood and Snow to ever sell out. And this is the first screening to have a second screening added. So I give yourself a hand. So with this screening, now we have a lot of tickets left over for tomorrow's screening at 2 p.m., the repeat screening. We'll have a lot of the filmmakers out again, so like that. So when the screening's over, please go on Facebook, please tweet about it, get your friends out, get people you know out, tell about how cool this program is tonight. And it is a really cool program. This is the Bit Short Film Showcase. We're premiering eight short films, and all of them are premieres. We have two world premieres, a North American premiere, and all of this in Toronto. So this is the only place you can see these films is right here, and they're a really fantastic lineup. And our programming committee was so stoked about this lineup. A lot of times you see at film festivals they'll put the shorts program in the afternoon slot, and we wanted to give it a primetime slot because we were really stoked about this lineup. We really wanted to give it a showcase. So I just want to thank our sponsors, Anchor Bay Entertainment, Fanboy Magazine, Black Flag TV, and Suspect Video. We couldn't have done it without those people. They really helped out a lot with this year. And I'd like to thank our community partner, Little Terrace. Justin McConnell, who runs if you guys know about Little Terrace, he runs the shorts program, the monthly evening shorts program is in the States. It's actually in Theater 8 every month, and it's a really cool program. He's a filmmaker himself, and he has a table out in our vendor area. You probably noticed that this is your first time streaming here this weekend, or you've been out there. There's some really cool wear, so when you leave the screening, please go check out the tables and stuff like that. In fact, there's such cool stuff here. There's an action figure. There's an action figure from one of the films that we're showing here, like that. You've always wanted this. You've always wanted to take Ryan Barrett home with you, right? I'm going to be taking Ryan Barrett home with me, but in a doll. There's also a t-shirt for one of the shorts, Dead Rush, out there available. Zachary's got that. Zach actually did the bumper, the very first bumper you're going to see on here for Blood in the Snow, kind of like that. So and he's been our videographer too, so he's quite the whiz kid. So the short films we got tonight is Ruby's Secret, Tasha and Friends, Dead Rush, The Meeting, Sanguine, Mr. Spontaneous, Spookslayers, and Dead All Night. So we'll bring all the filmmakers up. Karen, I don't think it's in tonight. She'll be in for the 2 p.m. screening. So if you want to come back, you can see the Q&A with her. But the other some of the filmmakers are all here. We'll have a Q&A after, and we'll talk more then. Enjoy the show. We give these little buttons to all the filmmakers. If you've been in Blood and Snow, you get one of these. We call them little bloodies. So we got to keep it brief, actually. So we're going to go right into this right away because we got we're running a little behind. We got another screening coming in right after. So why don't we just do some quick introductions here and just talk about which film you did and if you want to say a few words about them.
I made the first film, Ruby's Secret. So I really wanted to do something. And I guess there's not really much to say. It's only 4 minutes, no dialogue, and that's kind of what I wanted to do. Because the whole thing is like, let's do something anybody could sort of watch. There's no specific language. And it's basically about my ex-girlfriend.
Cerritos, director of his response dailies. I wrote it years about 8 years ago. I was in a shitty job, and I figured let's put it to creative use, and I found it very cathartic. And we've all been there, the grind of the 9 to 5, right? So I think we can all relate to the film.
Neary, director of Sanguine. It was a personal story that I made with Zachary. So a lot of the crew are here, and I just want to thank them. I made it with Chris here and a couple of people here, so it's good to see everybody back here again.
Michael Pereira did Spookslayers. And the inspiration was pretty obvious, like what movies kind of influenced me, but yeah, I kind of wanted to make a movie that would play in your expectations of what you expect these movies to be, and then hopefully steer you away in the third act and go in a little different direction and jump into another subgenre. So yeah, hopefully that worked.
Hi, I'm Chris Giroux. I directed Dead All Night. I'm just a huge fan of the 80s action films like Escape from New York and Mad Max, and just literally shot it in 4 days, just wanted to do something awesome. So, and yeah, we played 15 festivals around the world, including France and Mexico, and we got to play on the French Space Network as well, so we had our broadcast debut last month. And only word they couldn't translate in French is fuckface. There's no word for that. So that just stayed. English word stayed. So.
Hi, I'm Greg Kovacs. I directed Tasha and Friends. Nothing too deep about it. I like puppets. And I need something with puppets.
My name is Zach Ramelan. I directed Dead Rush. Dead Rush was just like a film that we were inspired by, like a YouTube video that got really big. It was all first person, so I wanted to do one but with zombies instead. So it was like a one-day shoot, and we're lucky enough to have the world premiere here, which was awesome. So thank you.
So just a couple of questions. I'm just going to jump right to the crowd, so in case anyone wants a burning question. Anyone? For any of these guys? Nothing? Okay.
Yes, I got a question for Zach for Dead Rush. Really great use of the first person. You said, do you have any inspiration to maybe extend that into like a feature idea, like make Dead Rush a feature?
Absolutely. That's actually like the goal. If people liked Dead Rush and weren't kind of like weirded out by the whole first person kind of thing, I mean, I'd love to do a feature off of it. So yeah, I just wanted to see the response, what people thought of it, and if people liked it, then obviously we try and do a feature over the summer. So that's the goal. So hopefully everybody enjoyed it.
Greg, who made the puppets?
My mom. He's right there. Put your hand up.
So I just wanted to show everyone the doll. I did an action figure I just bought in the lobby here like that too. So you can get yours when the screening's over, and also you can get. Zach's wearing her. You can also get your Dead Rush T-shirt. I just wanted to throw that little pitch for you guys there. Thank you. Other questions?
I was wondering, like, just with this two people shot with the red, well, how do you feel that the red, like, frees you a little bit more, giving your short film the production quality is something much greater?
Yeah, it was kind of a last-minute decision to shoot Dead All Night on red. We were going to shoot on like 5D, and Chad Archibald, who was the DOP, kind of insisted. We shot a lot of movies. We were just gearing up to shoot a movie called Antisocial, which actually is screening here on the 13th. It's a Toronto premiere. So, to plug that. But yeah, so we were actually prepping to shoot that feature, so we decided to book a red, and it just gives the filmmaker so much range. I learned on film, and there was no way you could shoot a movie without having a substantial budget on film. And now with red, it's so much easier for independent filmmakers to kind of step up that quality. And it just makes it broadcast quality. It makes everything just so much easier, color correct, everything. It's just a dream working with professional technology versus versus stuff, industry standard stuff, which I love. But I love working with the 5Ds and the GoPros and stuff too, so everything's cool. Shoot a movie on your iPhone, it's awesome too, so.
My story isn't too different. My DP insisted on shooting on the red. She had free access to the camera, and I'm not going to say no. So yeah, and she was really experienced with the camera, and as you can probably tell, yeah, I was fortunate to get it for like no money. We didn't spend a dime on that camera and any of the rigs, so yeah, it was awesome. Great camera, beautiful.
We have time for one more question.
So Greg, I was wondering, how do you know children's shows so well? Because I have tons of little siblings, and the beginning of Tasha and Friends was pretty spot on with a lot of kids shows.
I watch a lot of Sesame Street. In fact, I was watching Sesame Street quite a bit on Netflix just recently too, just for fun. I love Jim Henson and stuff, so that's. And with the help of everybody on set too, we did what we could do.
My name's Kalen Artinian, and I did Ruby's Secret.
My name's Zach Ramelan, I did Dead Rush.
My name is Kovacs. I did Tasha and Friends.
I'm Karen, and I did The Meeting.
Michael Pereira did Spookslayers.
All right, so we're just going to open it up to the audience. Just raise your hand and we'll get to your question. Any questions? Okay, I have one really quickly for a few of the filmmakers. So we've heard a bunch of people talking about Ruby's Secret and the possibility of you expanding it into a feature. Same thing with Dead Rush as well. What do you guys think about that right now?
Well, we were actually just talking about it outside, and it's none of us had any plans to do that, but so many people have talked to us about it now that it's the germ has been put in our heads. We've been thinking about it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we wanted to do Dead Rush, and if people liked it, then to do a feature from that. So if people enjoyed it, then we sprouted it into something bigger, and luckily enough, people have been enjoying it. So yeah, we'd love to. We'd love to do a feature of that.
Does anybody else have a question? Just pop up your hand. No? Sir, go ahead.
It's kind of a lot of different themes and stories covered here, kind of really unique across the board. What was the inspiration for it? What did you come up with?
My ex-girlfriend.
I got the inspiration from a YouTube clip. I just watched a YouTube video. I thought that would be cool with zombies instead.
I like puppets, so we did something with puppets.
I was series director on a series that profiled serial killers and psychopaths, so I listened to nothing but interrogation footage for 6 months.
Oh.
Sorry.
Now that's a movie.
Ex-girlfriends.
For Spookslayers, a little bit of John Hughes, obviously Ghostbusters, and I wanted to kind of take that and then give it a nice little kind of Italian horror kind of twist in the third act. Yeah, that's pretty much it, yeah.
All right, any other questions? Sir?
How did you do the camera without it being sort of disoriented?
So for Dead Rush, what we did was we built our own helmet rig, so it was like a pink riding helmet, and then we had a camera mounted in the front and then a weight in the back to kind of counterbalance it. We shot it super wide so you could see everything, and I didn't want the audience to feel claustrophobic or, I wanted them to be completely aware of the situation. And so we shot just with a super wide lens and actually mounted to the lead character's face.
And we have time for another question. At the back, yeah, go ahead.
You guys talk about casting your films, so I thought some of the acting was really great.
Well, for mine, it's actually pretty cool because my lead actor, Brian Quintero, who was here last night, I met last year at Blood in the Snow. So it's kind of cool how that played out. And then we ended up going to the film festival in New York, and we just kept talking. And then I figured I'm going to cast this guy in my next short. And the girl, Jane, she, I kind of just met her. She sings in her own band, and like some of her music is actually in the film. And then I just put like a thing up on Facebook, and I got a couple of responses, and she was the best one, pretty much.
So with Dead Rush, I mean, I like whatever film I work on, I like to work on with like a tight-knit group of people, and luckily I have great actors who are close friends as well, so we had that opportunity to work with friends. But how we ended up meeting them was through Mandy.com. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. That's a good casting website if you were looking.
The majority of my casting came from a former film that we did last year called The Spookslayers, and for the puppeteer, I had a good friend of mine, Campbell McKinley, who we've goofed around with puppets for a while, and I knew that he was the guy to do it, so he did the majority of all the puppet stuff that you saw there in that film.
I'm grateful actors know other actors. I've been working with David Lewis for a while, and he's the guy who plays the uptight sort of Joel, and I've worked with him on a few things, and he basically cast it for me. I met the actors on Thursday, we shot on Saturday.
I'd say 90% of the actors in my film, I wrote the roles for them, either people I knew or movies that I saw, and some of them was just kind of, I saw them in a movie and I knew a friend of a friend, I asked, and hoping that they would say yes, and they all said yes, so I got all my first choices. Yeah, so.
All right, so we have time for one more quick question if anyone has one. All right, guys, well, thank you very much. This was awesome. Another round of applause for everyone out there.